different level expectations for both the Mets and Yankees. One team is aiming for a World Series, one a wild card. Both will be under pressure to perform in New York. Tony, which Met is under the most pressure in 2024?
I spent about a good 5 to 10 minutes trying to think of anyone other than Pete Alonso to answer this question. It's very clearly Pete Alonso to me, in addition to being the guy that has to have a monster season for the Mets to exceed expectations. He's obviously got the personal pressure of heading into his walk year. He needs to have a huge season. It can cost him tens of millions of dollars or more based on how he performs in 2024. So, yeah, there are other guys who would certainly like to have good seasons, but Pete Alonso, by far, I think, has the most pressure. I would argue against any other answer you could tell me.
All right, Hannah, what do we look at for the Yankees? Who has the most pressure for them this season?
This seemed even easier than the Mets to me. It's Carlos Rodon. He signed a 6-year, $162 million contract and then went on to post a 6.85 ERA in 14 starts. I was surprised he made 14 starts, to be honest. It felt like he was always on the injured list, but really what he was doing was always coming back from some injury or another and not pitching up to his full potential. And the Yankees rotation last year was 18th in starting pitcher ERA. That's not the only reason they missed the postseason. Their lineup was also really bad, but it's a big part of it. Their bullpen was great last year, and the starting pitching just did not hold it down, except for Garrett Cole. If one guy wins the Cy Young unanimously and you still have the 18th starting pitching ERA in baseball, that's bad. That means everybody else let them down. Cole was the only starter to make more than 10 starts last year with an ERA under 4.5, and Rodon's career ERA before last year was 3.6. So there you go. You just got to do that. You just got to do your average again.
To me, it says all you need to know about the Yankees offseason, that they're on an all-in year, so reliant on Carlos Rodon having a big year. I think, though, the most pressure is on Aaron Judge. It's his team. He's the captain. They haven't gotten to a World Series since 2009. At some point, the former baby Bombers, starting with 2017, have to get over the hump and, at the very least, get to a World Series. They went out and got Juan Soto to be his running mate in that lineup. Yankees had the Cy Young, to your point, Hannah, with Garrett Cole. Go out there and figure out a way to get to a World Series. Judge has to do it in the postseason. To me, Jim, the pressure's on him. Of the two big bats for the Yankees, which one do you think is under more pressure, Judge or Soto?
Yeah, I agree they're both under pressure. And, I think, though, Judge, there's a couple of things that I would go for Soto. First off, because Judge is moving to center field. He's already doing the team thing. It's all about winning for him. He's already gotten his money. So it's all about just doing what's best for the Yankees and trying to win as many games. And so I think that takes more pressure off of him and puts it on Juan Soto, because Soto, not only does he have to win, he has to get accustomed to New York. He has to play right field. The organization thinks he's an average defender. He's not. So there's going to be that kind of defensive issue that you're going to be keeping an eye on. And he has to prove that he's a $400 million player, which is something he turned down before the Nationals ended up trading him to San Diego. So I think there's all sorts of pressure pointing at Juan Soto.